Humble Life TV, man, you right here in the mix. We right here at HL Studios, Humble Life Productions. I'm with the homie Sevin. You know, it's been a blessed day with him. We got to go and minister in the juvenile detention center, so that was super dope. But I'm right here with Sevin. He's a rap artist, one of the first artists that I ever seen that actually caught my attention. And you know what I mean? I've been pressed in with him ever since as far as his music goes. And a little bit about Sevin, you know what I mean, that I've seen is he's in the streets, he keeps it real, and he speaks the truth, man. And that's one thing that I love about him. But I'm really thankful that he's here because he's a successful Christian man that's been out here pushing forward the kingdom of God and has had a lot of success. Thanks to God, man. But let me let Sevin introduce himself real quick.
Praise God, man. First of all,
salute.
Man.
Salute.
And thank you for the opportunity to come out here. And
Yes, sir.
not just, you know, we do what we do with the music and stuff, but also creating opportunities for us to even aside from that role, but I sit and give it to the people that need it.
Right.
So I respect that. But man, my name's Sevin, man, Sacramento, California native, former Old Port blood. You know what I'm saying? At a young age, the Lord got a hold of me, you know, and touched my heart after the suicide attempt. And it's not like my life just overnight changed. Some things did though, you know, like certain things actually, it was kind of crazy. But my transition out of the streets took a while just because I had so much of my identity was wrapped up in that. So even, you know, being talented in the church, it put me in a situation where I was kind of elevated way before I probably should have been. So, you know, there was a lot of turmoil and tests and trials that came with that. But like anything with God, bro, as long as, you know, he's going to be faithful. It's just about us, you know, like being faithful on our end. And so, you know, he's worked it out. I have been able, by his grace, to be, you know, very successful as far as what I do, you know, and I haven't had to sell out, you know, in order to achieve that success. I've been able to stay true to my gutter roots and you know, my desire to really just target the streets, speak to the streets, not just talk to the streets, but go be in the streets. You feel what I'm saying? Even when the money ain't there, you feel me? It's like we get there anyway. So it's a blessing.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. A lot of times, you know, coming to Christianity, I've said it before that you feel like you got to walk on eggshells when you're being blessed. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want people to get the wrong idea that all you're doing is collecting. You're not really giving back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people that come at me, they want to rap and they want to do music, but they're like afraid of hopping into an industry where they feel like they got to put themselves out there like that. So you never did that. I never seen that in you. You know what I mean? I never seen you sell out for a buck. You know, earlier we were having a conversation. I said, how come I don't see you on a lot of records? And you're like, because I don't give anybody the platform that I've been blessed with type of deal. That's what I got from it. You know what I mean? And I respect that because there's a lot of dudes that, I mean, I paid for features straight up.
Yeah.
And a lot of dudes, I never met them, but they were quick to shoot me the feature. You know what I mean? And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that if that's how they feel and that's what they're let do.
Bro.
Yeah, not hating on the game. But what would you tell somebody that's trying to make it in the music business, you would call it? What would you tell them that they need to do? What steps would you push them in the right direction to be a successful music person?
Well, for one, I think that one of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that that's God's will for them just because it's something they want to do. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't never encouraged nobody to be here.
Right.
Like, if anything, I kind of try to discourage it in a sense, just because I know nothing feeds a man's ego like glory. Glory is, bar none, probably the most destructive drug on the planet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and so, and there is, if you're successful in this business, glory comes with it. That's part of the aspect of success, you know, that comes with this thing. It's attention from people and people, you know, admiring you in a sense. So, because I know how poisonous glory can be to the human heart, I really try to tell people, like, look, bro, you know, this making a career out of this might not be in your best interest. So there's two different things. You got people who say, man, I just want to use my gift to glorify God. In most cases, I say, stop lying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because if that's the case, then go to the studio, make your music, put it out, and go back to work.
Right.
And go live your life.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so we got to be honest with ourselves about our motives and about or even our expectations. Like most people, it's not, you don't just want to use your gift for God.
Right.
Just like most people say, oh, it's all about the gospel. The gospel might be involved, but it ain't all about that, because if that's what it was about, you'd walk outside, preach the gospel to everyone you meet, and you'd be totally fulfilled in that.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So there's other things that we don't even want to admit to ourselves sometimes, and those little foxes are going to spoil the vine.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is get people first to be honest about why they're here. You know, because whatever insecurities you might be trying to, that void that you might be trying to fill with, you know, human praise, bro, that it's gonna eat you alive here, man. You know what I'm saying? Or I've seen so many talented people who come in here, got these I'm finna do this, I'm finna change the game, bunch of narcissistic nonsense. You know, they think they're gonna just be the
right.
You the answer to all CHH's problems.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you put your record out and it don't, you know, it don't do nothing.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then you quit.
Right.
You frustrated, or you get this chip on your shoulder like everybody's hating on you.
Right.
Or whatever. You know, and I feel like if you had been honest with yourself up front about why you're here, then it probably would have prevented poison in that way. So, you know, I think and now if we're talking business wise, man, being consistent, you know, bro, I did this for 15 years before I went viral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I put out probably 30 albums before that. I was in the street. I wasn't even on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm hand to hand in the street at the liquor store with this thing for years, in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Making it wasn't even, I didn't even think that was possible for somebody like me in the church world.
Right.
Because I knew there was certain things I wasn't gonna change because the streets need this. So I'm not finna water myself down to please y'all when that alienates me from the people I'm trying to talk to. So I had already accepted the fact, bro, that I'm just gonna probably be in the underground and that's just what it is. But I was cool with that because that's what my lane was.
Right.
I believe God blessed that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was okay with not being here. And I sacrificed in my mind what I thought being here came with so I could be faithful to what I believe God wanted me to do. I believe that's what he blessed. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, like I have to constantly challenge myself now that I'm here to keep the heart that got me here.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
Because this will change you, bro.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody and I had a shirt on that said Humble Life, which is my brand that I push, right? And he said, Humble Life, huh? He said, it ain't easy being humble all the time. You know what I mean? And I said, you know what? You ain't lying. It's not. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's hard. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, you see the humble and they think like you got to be broke and you got to be poor. But to me, it's like being humble is knowing who you are, God, knowing where it came from, knowing who gave it to you. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that it could be taken away as fast as it was given to you, right?
Knowing it's not yours.
Knowing it's not yours, exactly. So another thing is the word hustle. You know, I've been around and I've said hustle. I'm a hustler, and I am. That's how God made me. You know, I mean, I hustle hard. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
What do you feel about the stigma that comes with the word hustle, based around Christianity? Do you feel it's okay to use the word hustle like when you're saying?
It's okay. It's okay to use almost any word in its proper context. You know what I'm saying? There's very few words in the English language that you just should never use. You know, there's a right time and a place for it. And I think we have to be careful and even understanding, like even in my music, there's words that I use that I understand in a specific culture. Those are buzzwords.
Right.
You know, so I don't even, and I understand the pushback. You feel what I'm saying? Hustle might be one of those words, you know, for a swear.
Right.
Hustle is always going to be looked at in a criminal light.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But when you really from the streets and you really understand that everybody who hustle ain't a criminal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
I always said, as far as the drug game goes, the dope dealer, to me, we wasn't really the hustlers as much as the Knox was. Because they the ones up, got to go make something happen so that they could come up and not get sick. So they, to me, you know what I'm saying? They making a way out of no way every day. That's hustling. You feel what I'm saying? And so I believe that, yeah, bro, as far as the true sense of the word and what we mean, which is being a go-getter, you know what I'm saying, being tenacious, even being a good steward of opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? Not accepting, not living under this employee's mindset where we accept for ourselves just the crumbs off somebody else's vision and off somebody else's table, but understanding the vision and greatness that God has put in us and put ourselves in position, both to take ownership of things, which, let's be real, is a harder way to live. It's easy to clock in and build and just manage somebody else's house. It's hard to get out here, dig a foundation, you know what I'm saying, lay the concrete, lay the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's harder to build something than it is to simply take care of something somebody else has built. So for me, you know, I'm proud to be a hustler, bro. I ain't never had a 9-to-5 as no grown man, bro. But I'm providing for my family and taking care of business.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, my pastor said it ain't about the word hustle. It ain't about that. It's about who's leading your hustle.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. And I know you brought your homeboy with you, man. I know you was gonna come out here solo. You ended up bringing your brother, man, and MC, cool dude. I'm really excited to see the men that you got around you, and the men that not only you're building up, but are helping us build up too at the same time. And that's what we're supposed to do, you know? So when you talk about discipleship and bringing in brothers, what do you look for in somebody that you're trying to build up? What do you look for in the next MC or the next, you know what I mean, Francisco, like my homeboy? Like, what is it that you see, or what is it that you want to see in somebody?
Humility. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach nobody nothing that know everything. So I mean, you know, what can you, if the cup's full, what I'm gonna do with that? Feel what I'm saying? So like, just like Christ said, he really sets the standard for it. His first command to anyone who would follow him was humble yourself. Humble yourself, take up your cross, follow him. So that should be what we're looking for, because that's what he was looking for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not out here making disciples of SEVIN. I'm out here trying to build disciples of Jesus Christ. So I don't have a right to have another requirement other than the ones that he already has for his people. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I know for me, like, I was most successful and am most successful when I'm the most humble and broken before God. When I start feeling myself, when I start feeling like I've arrived, when I start feeling like I got it from here, you know, that's when I find myself slipping and falling off the track. And so when I get guys that come in, you know, when they come talking about what they finna do, I already know, man, you already not here for the right reason. Or when you come trying to sell me something, you know, sell me your potential.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like, and because though we're a discipleship fellowship, because we also have the music aspect to what we do, I have to be very careful, because there's a lot of people who come to us under the lie that they're looking for fellowship, but in all reality, they're trying to leverage a relationship with us, thinking that that's going to get them into a position with this music thing.
Right.
And I break a lot of hearts, bro, when it comes to that. You feel me? Because, like I said, I won't even allow the mob to be a record label, just to keep. I mean, and we would be a very successful record label, but I sacrificed that to make sure that our motives are staying pure across the board and why we're dealing with each other. You feel what I'm saying?
That's real.
So when people come to me, man, it's really just people who genuinely want brotherhood and accountability. That's what I respect. And in most cases, I honor that. But even with the mob, you can't walk in. Like, it takes years to be here. You know what I'm saying? You got to move with us for years before we have that conversation. Because I love my brothers, bro, and I'm very protective.
Right.
So it's like, I'm not bringing somebody up here who's going to cause a bunch of problems for my guys. They work hard to be here, and I respect that. Right?
What's some of the cities that you've hit that are your favorite cities that you've hit? Do you have any certain ones that you're like, man, I love going there, man, it's a need there, man, we've seen God move humongously there, you know what I mean? Like, do you have any cities off top that you can say?
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is every city, he does something dope with it, because we don't come with a script. So everything's over here. You see, like, we hit 4 pods, it's 4 different conversations. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I love that no matter where we go, you could tell we're supposed to be there. You feel me? But as far as, like, man, I love my city, you know, just because seeing where it's come from. I mean, and it's going through a lot right now, you know what I'm saying? But I just see God has raised up so many men of God from the streets. But that's really across the nation right now, bro. And there is a huge revival happening in the streets. And because most people ain't in the streets who are in the church, they missing it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how long you've been doing this, but the amount of street ministries that are being birthed right now, bro, and you ain't never seen nothing like it. You know what I'm saying?
So that brings me back to something that my pastor said too, man. And he said that, and it's crazy because he said, right now the church is the biggest that it's ever been. I mean, you got churches everywhere. If you go and look at numbers and you see like, okay, this is the most people that the church has ever seen. And we're talking all denominations, everything that's a church, right? But it's still kind of the furthest away that we've been from God, bro.
Well, because we've bought into the lie that all growth is good. So I'll give you an example. If you were to say, man, I'm the biggest I've ever been, well, that's not necessarily a good thing. You might be more overweight than you've ever been. You might be the biggest you've ever been could also mean the most unhealthy that you've ever been. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because the church's focus has become horizontal growth instead of vertical growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not necessarily modeling ourselves in such a way where we can effectively care
Right.
for everyone who is coming to that altar. You see what I'm saying? That, yeah, we're growing out, but we're not growing up. You know, and so, but I think it's to be expected. Whatever we focus on and whatever we invest in, that's what we should expect to get.
And I definitely like the metaphor. I just don't like how you was looking at my stomach.
I
when you
mean,
saying
no,
that.
your stomach is looking at me.
You know what I'm saying, bro? But nah, man, you know, I'm just glad that you're here today, bro, at the crib, you know, in the studio, and, you know, everything that we did today was awesome, bro. And I just wanted to say, you know, off top, salute your whole ministry, everything you do, man. Like I said, man, 10 years ago, I heard that song and I've been stuck on it ever since, bro. And I do music too, but I never push my music. Like people would always say, have you met Sevin? Have you met Sevin? Because I was rocking with Kingdom Music, I was rocking with Nate, I was just everybody, I was out. But I never made it a point to go and be like, hey guys,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was never like that in the streets neither, you know what I mean? So whenever it happens, and if it's a genuine friendship, a genuine brotherhood, then I'm with it, bro.
Absolutely.
And I never just went and chased after someone trying to get my foot in the door, you know what I mean? And I told the homies when they said, you finally met Sevin, my homie JP, you'll meet him this weekend, man, good dude. You finally met him, bro? Like, he's a big fan of you, bro. And I'm like, yeah, bro, and God wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
It happened, bro. I didn't force it, you know what I mean? And like, you here now, bro. You know what I mean? It went from I don't know if you remember, I said, hey, can you hold my phone for me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you were like, what? You know what I'm saying? But it all worked out, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful for that. And any last words you got to say, man, before we end this,
Well,
bro?
first of all, I want to give you your flowers, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we met, you know, and we talked about doing certain things with the community. You kept your end, you know what I'm saying? You definitely invested in your people, and that's to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I know that you are a pillar out here for the gospel, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just and then just coming to your spot, bro, seeing your wife serving the mission, bro. You know, your children. I mean, it's just, that's what I respect the most. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, anybody can get out here and fight this for the people, man. And so who you really are outside, who you really are inside, most importantly, you know, I see how you honor your wife, the way you speak to her gently, and, you know, I can feel the spirit in that, bro. So I just want to tell you, man, that I respect you and to keep doing what you're doing. And anybody who's local, anybody out here, man, get involved in what these brothers is doing. We just spent today, you know, with what's the brother's name that we brought us? Yeah, man, it's heartbreaking, bro. You know, you got people that got such a heart to come in and especially with the youth, and just not able to get the resources. But that's an indictment against us.
Against us, yeah, for sure.
Because we shouldn't need government funding to do God's work. When God's people are here, God's people should be helping fund God's work.
Talents in the house, man.
Bro. Exactly, bro. So you know, I've lived in New Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Some of my biggest, most painful moments in life, unfortunately, are from out here. So I know how it is here, and I know the weight that comes from, you know, coming from some of these places, man, because I've suffered losses out here too. And so, you know, I just want to encourage people, man, if there is an answer, you know, to all your questions, and it's Christ. You know, there's a peace, and there is a relief, you know,
That's good.
from the burden of life, man. And it's in Christ Jesus, but it's only in Christ. So what that means is that whatever else you pursuing and chasing, it's just gonna leave you worse for wear, bro.
Where can everybody find you at, man? If they
Then
want to look you up?
hogmob.com, bro. You know, that's it. Hogmob.com. And we on YouTube. You can look us up, Hog Mob Ministries, and you can look me up, SEVIN 7. So, you know, tap in with us, bro. We really outside.
Amen, man. I'm glad you guys tuned into the interview, man. More interviews coming soon. I got a lot of guests that I'm going to be having out here. You know, it went from a dog channel to a music channel to everything in between, man. But it's God's channel at the end of the day, and everything that we've ever done, man, from the bullies to everything, we always found a way to keep God in it. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm blessed for, man. And I'm blessed for all my brothers. Shout out to Francisco, Mark, man, because he's the one that helped with everything with Seven, getting this all put together, man. I really appreciate you, my brothers, and God bless everyone out there, man. Salute.
Yeah.